Welcome to the Arbutus software tutorial series. This tutorial will discuss how to use the Arbutus Analyzer compare command when looking at files of identical structure from two different periods in time to check for any differences between the two files. I have an employees 2012 file and an employees 2011 file, and what I'd like to do is just quickly look for any discrepancies between these two files. They're identical structures, fields of the same name, same length, same type, and that is required for the compare command. So what we can do is we can open up the most recent file as our primary file, go to the menu, select Data, Compare. We'll choose the previous table as our secondary table, so the older of the two is our secondary table, and then we can say I want to check the user IDs and names to see if there's been any differences between 2011 and 2012. If we find differences, we might want to look at some other additional information like the hire date and termination date, and once we have that information put in, we can give this thing a meaningful name. Employee changes from 2011 to 2012. When I click on OK, it returns the number of discrepancies between the two files based on the user ID and name. The type field is introduced, and we see there's an F and a T. This stands for from and to. So in the first example, we have the same user ID, however the name has changed from Deborah Shanks to Deborah Williams. So clearly her status in terms of marriage perhaps has changed from Deborah Shanks to Deborah Williams. The same is true for the next two ladies in the file, and we have a new type, A, which is for added. The four individuals here were added to the payroll in 2012. They have hire dates all in 2012, so they were not in the 2011 employee list. They have been added to the 2012 list, and that's why they appear as such. If we had employees who were terminated, these A's would become a D for deleted. So you'd have somebody who was on the payroll and who was no longer on the payroll. Those names would drop off, and it would be a D for the type. The compare command is very useful to quickly identify changes between two different files of identical structure. It can be used for network logs to change, to look for the changes that occur in someone's security access. It can be looked at comparing analyzer log files, for instance. So it's a very useful, quick and easy way to determine changes between two files of identical structure. For more information about the Arbutus compare command, please check the Arbutus help file or contact your local support representative.